Oh, it wouldn't let me.
I'm terrible. I should have went over there.
Yeah, it's just showing. It's still just showing the past videos.
It's gonna take a minute for it to jump in and go live. It's gonna take a few seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, it don't just go live right off the spot.
Okay.
Yeah, right now just showing her past shows. Oh,
Okay, y'all, here we
Right.
go.
You're looking at
Here
the
we
past
go. Be
live videos
quiet.
too,
Here
right?
we go. Here we go.
she live now.
Okay.
Okay, y'all. Hey, how are you all doing? We are here live tonight, and we are going to be talking about love and money. Went live for streaming for viewers count more. Says click who? Okay. Hold on, y'all. I got a message that popped up on my screen, and I'm like, okay, what? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I am Ruby Groves Clay, broker of Clay Realty Group and author of Get a Hold of Your Darn Finances. And tonight I have two men on my show. Of course, Anthony, my co-host, my ride and die. He is on here, and also Mr. Tim West. Mr. Tim West, why don't you tell us a little bit about you and what you do?
How you guys doing? My name's Tim West. Can you hear me, Ruby?
I can hear you very
You're
good.
live, Tim.
Okay, just want to make sure you guys can hear me loud and clear.
Okay.
We're fine.
Well, my name's Tim West.
Okay.
A lot of you guys know I went to Sumner High School. I am a time pastor.
Yay!
I am the
Summer!
producer of Outside the Ring STL. It's a wrestling podcast show. We cover independent wrestling around the St. Louis, Illinois area.
Mm-hmm.
And we also cover mainstream wrestling as well. And also, I produce a music show called In the Mix Radio STL, which airs once a month on Facebook. We play music by independent, unsigned artists, whether it's hip hop, R&B, jazz, or a little blues, maybe some rock. We
Okay.
play that on the show. We just ask people to give us clean, radio friendly music, and we don't play music with the N word, cussing, or no type of profanity. And I'm
Good.
Right.
also a comic book artist, and I'm also a lyric writer. I write my own lyrics, and I'm doing some other things currently in school for early childhood education over at Penn Foster. That's just a little bit
Okay.
about me.
Okay. Tim has a long little resume there. And we are so happy happy to have you on the show. A little bit about me, you all. I am a broker and owner of Clay Realty Group. I've been a real estate broker for 28 or more years. I've been in property management for 30 plus years. I am a licensed insurance broker. I handle life, health, property, and casualty. And I've been an insurance broker for 8 years. So if you need help with Medicare, give me a call. Clay Realty Group is a certified MBE, WBE, and Hub Zone business. So we are handling our business here in St. Louis. And we are one of few African American companies who has a government contract with HUD, Housing and Urban Development. I also have a background in accounting and marketing. That's a little bit about me. And as I stated, tonight's show, we're going to be talking about love and money, especially unmarried couples, since this is like Valentine's Day week. Unmarried couples who are living together, building their lives together, having children, buying homes, cars, making investments, and all of that. I want to know, how do you feel, y'all, about uh, building a life and you're not married? What's going to happen to these assets once you get them all together? I'm gonna let Tim go first and give his opinion, and then we're going to bring Anthony in. How about that? Tim, what do you think? What's your opinion?
That question again, Ruby. I only caught like a little end of it.
How do you feel about people living together, building their lives together, buying houses, cars, all of that, and they're unmarried? How do you feel about that?
Well, first of all, if you're going to build something with somebody
Mm-hmm.
and have a life with them, I feel you should do that in a married situation.
Okay, and why is that?
And you should,
Because
well, first of all, you want to make things legal on paper
mm-hmm,
because that living with somebody, building things with them, that can go sideways.
that it can,
Right.
that
And
it
it
can.
leaves one big old court battle fight. If that's
Yeah.
the wife, if that's the husband, we know it's going to be cut down the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But
Mm-hmm.
there are people who have been, I've known people that been married to folks for 20 and maybe 20 something years,
Uh-huh.
and the husband have died, and he gave everything to his children, and that woman that was with him who didn't have a job or barely didn't contribute to nothing, she came out on the short end of it. I can't say it the way I want to say it.
Exactly. But the
Right.
thing about it
Why
is,
would you?
the thing about it is you've put in the years, you've put in the uh you've been there through thick and thin with that spouse, and you should be able to inherit those funds or those assets that you acquired together. However, the law says something different. The law says something different because it depends on, because there's no agreement there. It's not a marriage. It's a shack up. And I'm sorry,
That's what it is.
those of you who
Right.
are saying that, hey, I'm married to this person, knowing doggone well you're not married. You are basically
Check it up.
you're shacking up, but you're also creating a financial snowball of problems. Because
Right.
Yeah.
let's say for instance, Tim, if you were with your lady, true enough, love, y'all is love. And if you don't feel like you're ready to get married, then don't get married. But
No.
understand that there are ramifications to those actions of not having that commitment there. So say for instance, if you and your young lady were together and you all been together 5, 6, 7 years, you acquired assets, bought a house, you've started getting rental property, 2 and 3 cars, and I'm sorry, y'all, somewhere in there, before or after, the kids are gonna come. Okay, but you still don't have a commitment in the middle of that. Then one party dies. What happens to those assets?
Right.
What happens? What do y'all think? What do y'all
Well,
think happens to
I
those
think that
assets?
it's I think it's more clear cut what happens to assets when a couple is married.
Yes, it is.
Because if it's the wife or the husband, they're going to automatically, unless there's a will or something that says otherwise, they're going to
Hmm.
automatically think, well, the assets would go to the wife, unless there's a will or something that says the opposite, like it
Correct.
only goes to the kids or something like that.
Yeah.
And plus, when they get sick, you have no trouble getting into the hospital to see them. That's the wife or the husband. There's
Okay.
just a lot of advantages to being married. But if you're not going to be married, then you're probably going to need to put some stuff in writing.
Oh, you're gonna need to see an attorney, y'all, and make sure
Yes.
that everything is concrete and in writing. But
Mhm.
the best
Right,
thing to do
really
is
do
go.
that.
If you're gonna do all of that, you might as well say I do.
I
Right.
You
agree
might as
with
well say
Ruby.
I
I
do.
agree.
So
Yeah.
what are some other disadvantages, Anthony, in regards to
Well, like whether you're an unmarried or married couple,
mhm,
you can decide to just set up one joint checking account, a
yeah,
banking account. The advantage of that being they promote trust and transparency.
right, to pay the
They
bills
offer
out
a
of.
clear financial picture. There's not a lot of confusion. Your assets are together and everything, so that the financial picture is really clear because everything y'all have is in one account.
Okay,
And
now,
joint checking accounts make it easy to plan and pay for expenses.
okay,
When you have expenses, it all comes out of that account.
okay, now wait a minute. Now that's for the bills. Now, some people don't
Right.
like all their money in one account with their significant other. especially
Right.
if you are
Well,
not, especially,
well,
wait a minute, especially
no.
if you're not married, then
Right.
that person is going to need to what? Have separate accounts. They're going to have separate
Right.
accounts and then have a joint account to pay the bills out of.
Right.
Okay.
So separate accounts, of course, they promote autonomy. You have control over your own
Right.
finances. It means money may not be touched by others, and it offers. But the thing about a separate accounts also offer less ammunition for money battles because it's clearly this is my money and this is their money.
But
So the cons of opening a joint bank account is if things become legally bad, then your money is together, and you got less of a way to fight than
wait a
taking
minute.
half your money.
Okay, but
Right.
wait a minute now. Okay, y'all, I understand that they should have gotten married, but due to the fact that they didn't, so
Right.
isn't that going to always having a division there in that relationship because one party is saying,
Yeah.
well, this is mine and this is
Yep.
yours. So
Yeah.
how do you
Which
feel?
can work out for you if y'all end up in a legal battle.
Hold on for a minute.
If
Let's let Tim. Wait a minute,
Hey,
Anthony.
Ruby,
Let's
have a
let Tim go.
comment in here. Somebody named Carolyn Hodges. I hope I'm saying her name right.
Okay.
She made a comment. Do you want me to read it?
Yes,
Okay,
please.
go for it.
That's just one of my neighbors been with this guy for 30 years that never married. He died and everything went to his two sons and she didn't get anything.
She didn't get
Now
anything.
she passed away. That's the sons and their mother got everything. So the other person didn't get nothing.
They didn't.
The lady.
But my thing about it is,
Wow.
she had no legal right. I'm sorry, she was a roommate. So all of those years that
Right.
you're spending with these people, and just because they don't want to get married or you don't want to get married, or neither one of you may not want to get married. But the thing about it is, it's going to be a mess when one party dies. Now let me
Right.
ask y'all about this one. Now you know how there are people who are married, right? However, they may not be with that spouse. That spouse, those spouses are separated. Not legally, they're just separated. He's living his life, she's living his life. Then they go and get with other people and start building lives, okay?
Right.
However,
Right.
if that man has a house and now the other woman has been living in that house, if he dies, that wife can come in and put her up out of there.
Right. She's the wife.
She is the
Exactly.
wife. And that my thing, I know that's kind of getting off the subject, but I'm just saying that
Well, if he has a will that
Yeah.
clearly spells out this house goes to the other woman, would that help?
the thing about it is it's a it's a mess
It's a
because
mess.
he's already married.
Right.
It's gonna be a mess.
I know.
It's gonna be a mess. But yes, Eric, back to Tim's situation. Let's get off the marriage stuff. But that's gonna be another conversation, y'all. That's gonna be another
Hey,
show.
Ruby.
Yeah.
Hey, Ruby.
Yeah.
The other Carolyn made another comment.
Sure.
Right.
I'm not going to stay with a man after 3 years if we're not married.
There you go,
The
Carol.
first year me and my husband got married, y'all are so right.
That's right.
Hey, Ruby, let me throw something else in here.
Sure.
Now, all right, now those people haven't been married. I don't know about St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't really know over here too well either about the common law thing.
Right.
So some people try to throw that common law stuff in there about, well, if you've been with the person for 7 years, 10 years,
Mhm.
they see
What?
it as a common law marriage.
But wasn't
And
it
then
a
another thing is, what?
wasn't it a star not too long ago? He passed away, and the wife, common law, she tried to petition the court to get some of the assets, and the judge threw it out of court because they were living in California, and California doesn't. I don't think they recognize common law marriage.
Some states do, some states don't.
Some do. So I tell y'all what, you ladies, when you up here shacking up with these men, you need to find out what the laws say in regards to common law marriage. Or when you're buying these houses, you need to take title in a certain way, and we'll be going over that in a couple of minutes. But Carolyn,
Right.
you're absolutely right. If a person was wanting to be with me 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years, some people been unmarried, living with people for a whole lot of years, y'all. A whole lot of years. 10, 12. I know at least 5 people
You
myself
said
that
that
knows that.
common law stuff don't work in St. Louis.
Say that again.
I think she said that that don't work in St. Louis. I'm assuming she's speaking of the
Right.
common law thing.
Yeah, the common law marriage. Yeah. Yeah. So the thing
But
So
a
about it,
yeah,
lot
you
of
have to know
people,
your state
you
laws.
have to
Yeah.
know your
but
state laws.
that's the
Because they
problem.
said, because I'm reading a source right now, and it says after establishing a common law marriage, in other words, it's been established, it's been codified.
Hmm.
State law requires the union to be treated like any other marriage. So, but that might vary from state to state. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, y'all.
It does.
Okay, okay, what about what that's also a problem when it comes to gay and lesbian relationships. That's an issue too. It is
They're
in
gonna be
certain.
treated like straight marriages. Trust me.
Right. But it depends on if
Marriage is
that
marriage.
particular state recognizes gay and lesbian marriages though. How many
Well, I think it's legal all over the United States now, thanks
is
to Biden.
is legal everywhere, right? Is it legal everywhere?
All over the United States.
Anthony.
Biden and Republicans came together and passed
Okay.
that.
Well, Google that,
It's
Anthony, and let
right.
us know. But
I'm
my thing,
reading here on Investopedia that the common law marriage type of relationship can give you many of the same benefits as married couples, but only in certain states.
certain
That's why they
states.
got in trouble in that case you were talking about.
Okay. So just
Yeah,
just make sure
know your
that
state.
before you start shacking up,
Right.
whether you're straight or you have an alternative marriage, make sure that you
Right.
check what your state is saying in regards to
Right.
common law marriages, or what's going to happen to those assets if somebody was to
Right.
pass away. That's very important, y'all. Okay. Um, what about okay, let's talking about if two, the man and a woman, okay, we still talking about unmarried couples. If
Right.
they get together and both of them have children outside of their union, and
Mm.
somebody
Yeah.
passes away, or they have to plan now as to who's going to get that insurance policy. What is your kid? What is going to go to your kid? What's going to go to my kid?
Right.
Who's going to get the house? Who's going to get the car? So you see how that just creates a mess.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
A
in those
mess.
situations, you need to have a clear-cut will.
You need to
You know
have
that.
you need to go to an attorney and probably
Attorney.
do a living trust or something like that,
Right.
because that
Something
James
to
Brown
spell
folks
things out.
still
Legally.
fighting over
hold on,
his
AB.
estate right now.
Say that again.
Mhm.
James Brown people still fighting over his estate right now.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. They're fighting over that and stuff. And you know what, y'all? They didn't bury
Doing
him.
well, ain't he?
It seemed like they didn't bury him for a long time, didn't it? Didn't he stay out for a long time?
And remember, Prince people still battling too.
Wow.
Yeah. 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 But you know what? You would have thought that Prince would have, as hard as he fought for his masters and everything, you would have thought that he
Yeah.
would have prepared a will. That was
And his
pretty
dumb
shocking
sister
that he did
sold.
not do that.
I think his dumb sister sold the catalog, his music catalog.
Yeah,
I think it was up for discussion. That was, see, a lot of us. Speaking of that, this wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of this wealth thing, a lot of us, for trying to create generational wealth, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of us dropped the ball.
We dropped the ball. We really do.
Well,
Because
we
we
give some of our stuff away
that is true.
instead of trying to keep it within the family. Like this, listen, use Barry Gordy and Motown. Motown should have still been within that Gordy family.
Mm, mm,
There's a lot of us. We're not thinking long term. See, the thing with white folks in America, they think like 100, and 200 years ahead down the line. Some of us barely thinking 10 and 20 down
But
the
it's
line.
wait a minute
And
now,
I'm
but
like,
it's not all white. It's not all Caucasian. It's a whole lot of them. And y'all,
sweetheart, I'm talking about the powerful. I ain't talking
okay.
about Bubba and them in the trailer park.
But my thing about it is usually they are thinking about one, they don't want to give the money all to the government. So they're thinking about what kind of tax loopholes can I get through. And then you have to understand when you're dealing with insurance policies, that's tax-free money. So, but if it's just a way to strategically build that wealth. True enough, you're gonna. If it depends on the size of your estate, that you're gonna have to pay estate taxes or inheritance taxes. But in most African American communities, I'm sorry to say this, y'all, but a lot of us are walking around here with red bottoms, Yeezy shoes, them Yeezys,
Right.
all of this other stuff, and don't have an insurance policy on ourselves.
Yeah.
That's scary.
That's very
And it's
scary.
true.
And
And
you,
that's because a lot of people don't have control of their darn finances.
exactly.
Like your
Hence
book
my
is talking
hence
about.
my book,
They
right?
think they're
Hence
doing
the
good,
book.
but they don't have
Yeah.
anything organized in a way that will take care of problems or if
Exactly.
issues to come up. They just don't. They're just spending money, and they think they're doing okay because they got everything they need and want and everything. But if anything goes wrong, they're in trouble.
Yeah. It can really run havoc on a household. How about
Uh, uh,
okay, y'all, how about minor children? Okay, say for instance, doing this union of this couple, they've made it up in their mind to get together, and um one of the spouses pass away, and there's a child that may not be a part of their union. It was her kid. What happens to that kid?
Right.
That kid has already
mm,
gotten used to calling him daddy and all of that. So will her side of the family swoop in and get the kid, especially, when people start seeing money, then they want the kids. Other than that, they ain't seen none of them kids. Okay.
Right.
but did
So,
he raise that kid?
huh?
Did he raise the kid?
Yes, raise the child and all of that. However, she passed
He should be included.
but legally he has no right to that child because he didn't adopt that child.
Right.
Maybe
Well,
he
okay,
can
maybe
you
he
okay.
still
didn't
set
adopt
up
that
a?
child.
But even if you don't adopt a child, can you still set up a trust fund for them?
Oh, you can set up a trust fund. Yeah, you can take care of them. Yeah, you can take
That's
but
what I would do.
but then again, you want to set that trust fund up in a way, maybe the person that's going to get custody of that child may be an unscrupulous person. So
That's true.
you're gonna have to really pick and choose
You can
who's
have an
going to be the
attorney like this,
executor
right?
over
You can
that.
have an attorney administer the trust fund, right?
Exactly. You're gonna have to
Right.
that baby's gonna have a guardian. Then you want to make sure that that person won't be able to touch that baby's inheritance. You
Yeah.
you see what I'm
And the
saying?
lawyer will be a buffer between that person and the child, right?
Yeah. So you need to make sure that
There you go.
you are seeking advice from an attorney on
Right.
all sides. It just makes sense to go ahead and get married. But I know that these days people are kind of ganky. Now, a lot of people don't want to get married. What y'all think?
A lot
They
of people
don't.
don't want to get married.
Tim,
Like,
do you want to get remarried? Let's ask you that.
one day, but not right now.
Okay.
Right.
Well, how old are
I
you?
want to
when
make
you get
sure.
a lot of
Let me
people
just
get
say
married.
this.
Wait a minute, guys.
I want to make sure I have my finances in check.
Okay.
Right.
That
Okay.
feedback is kind of throwing me off. That's why I keep pausing.
Okay. You getting the feedback?
I was like, while I'm talking now, I can still hear the background.
Oh,
So
sorry about that.
Everything stirs
I
a bit
just
with
have to
money,
tell y'all
man.
to tweet that.
Okay, that's okay. But sorry about that. But we'll get that checked out. Get our tech person to come here and check it out. Okay, so Anthony,
Yes.
you're not married. One day you hope to get married. Are you gonna shack
Yes.
up or are you gonna get married?
I would definitely get married.
But will you
I
will
don't know
you
about the shacking up thing. I
will you
don't know
take
about
it for,
shacking up.
you know what I'm saying? But is shacking up a good thing or a bad thing? Because you're also getting to know that person, or should you date a long time and then get married? What do y'all
Date a
think?
I
long
mean,
time,
you
then
know,
get married.
as Christians, we don't want to be having sex outside marriage, right?
Exactly. Yes, sir.
So if you're shacking up, that's one heck of a temptation.
Exactly.
You know, I can understand if you're not a Christian or if you don't have Christian beliefs, but if
Nah,
you're
I don't
Christian,
believe in none of those religions.
right? So it might be a little different for me than it is for Tim or for you, Ruby.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm
I
not
know you
shacking
wouldn't.
up either. I just don't believe in these religions.
Okay, that's
Right.
okay.
But
That's
you
his.
right about the temptation. If you're gonna be shacking up, you might as well just go and put a ring on it
Put a
and
Right.
ring
get
on it.
legit.
So we are in agreement, right? Everybody
Yeah.
I'm
don't
in
have to
agreement. I
be
just
at the
don't do the
same
religion
perspective to end
thing.
up
Wait a minute. Wait a
coming to the
minute.
same conclusion. Get married.
Okay, y'all. Okay, one more thing. Okay, how about this? Okay, how about
Okay.
if you shacking up with a person, say for instance, they worked at NASA, made good money, got a lot in their Social Security and everything, and they died. You are not the wife. You have no legal recourse to go and claim that person's Social Security.
Right.
Nope.
You cannot get any of that
Right.
person's Social Security. So that goes back
It's
to the
coming up
government.
short.
Huh?
Right.
Coming up short.
Say that again.
You're coming up short.
Yeah, you're
Right.
coming up short. All the way around, you're coming up short. You're coming up
I'm not
short.
shacking up with nobody. If she ain't ready to be married, be my wife, we ain't living together.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
We're grown ups. That's stuff them kids do. This some grown up stuff over here.
Anthony,
Grown-ups
won't you
get
put
married.
Anthony, can you put some
Grown-ups
questions
get
out
married.
there for everybody? Can you put some tweets out there for everybody so that we can get more people participating in this great conversation, because we're talking about love and marriage, y'all. Because we're living in a modern time, or a modern way of loving people these days, right? So
Right.
that's why we're talking about money. How are you going to handle that money in this different environment, this different
I just
arrangement?
invited some of my friends to the chat.
Uh-huh.
Okay. That sounds good.
Great. Get
Now
everybody
we're
out
still
there.
we're still using your cell phone number?
No, you guys, both of you
Or do you
guys
have
are
a
signing
different
up, so
calling
they're
number
just,
now?
no, we can't. We don't have it set up, but I will have it set up next week, whereas people will be able to call in on the Zoom, and they will be able to ask their questions live. But until
You
then,
got a question, Ruby.
sure.
Jackie Walker.
Hey, Jackie,
All
how
the
are
way
you?
up. All right, Jackie is saying all the way up for people. How many of them believe in doing a prenup?
Oh,
I
prenuptial.
tried- Yeah,
Pre-
and then she got another question. I tried to ask
There
them
you go.
how they feel about a prenup. I'm gonna tell you something, Ruby.
Okay.
Let me jump on this. Most women will look at you like you crazy. You throw a prenup. They gonna figure like, but you don't trust me.
Excuse
Some of you,
me.
hell no.
Excuse me. I'm not opposed to sign. I'm not opposed to signing a prenup, because I'm gonna have you sign one too.
I said Trump women.
Okay, but I'm just putting it out there now. I'm well, let me
No
see.
problem.
Wait a minute. Let me think about that, because if he make a whole lot of more money than I do, then maybe I have to look at it. But I'm not opposed. You know what?
I ain't saying she a gold digger.
I ain't saying she a gold digger, but I ain't
She got
messing
the
with no
wrong-
broke.
wrong.
So, but that's a really good question, Jackie Walker, and thank you for sending that question over. But hey, I know where I'm going, and I know that I'm sorry. I've written a book and done some other things and all of that, and I'm sorry, that's mine. I want to make sure that those assets go to my children. Now, whatever
Right.
else we build together, then that's going to go to you. But whatever I've done and whatever you've done prior to me, then you got a right to designate as to what you want done with that. So I'm not opposed to signing a prenup. Not at all. Not at all. What y'all would if a woman asked y'all to sign a prenup, Tim, would you sign it?
And we both gonna sign prenups together. We be two prenup signing couples.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
for some
I gotta
people,
sign
it
one.
might
You
like
sign
it feels.
one.
For some
Exactly.
people, might feel like it's kind of like y'all don't trust each other.
It's
Well,
you
I
know
guess
what?
somewhere it might be a question.
But you know what? But the thing about it, I don't think.
Look at this, Ruby.
Yes.
Here comes Jackie Walker again. She proving my point.
What she
If
say?
someone asked me to sign a prenup, I would leave his ASS.
Right. But they're like,
That
"You don't
sounds
trust
like
me."
Jackie.
Yeah, you don't trust me. Why am I
Jackie
marrying
wants
somebody that don't
Wait a
trust
minute.
me?
Shh, wait a minute, guys. Hold up. Let's not overlap.
Okay,
Tim, finish what you were saying about Jackie.
Jackie sound like she about that paper. It's about the love.
But Jackie, I want to ask Jackie this: what if you hit the lottery today or tomorrow? Okay,
Right.
would you have your guy sign a prenuptial agreement? I want to know that. Now, comment on that one, Miss Jackie. Come on, I'm waiting. How about y'all? If you got married, yeah. How about my thing about it is we're not even talking about prenups right now. We're talking about shacking up. So my thing
Right.
about it is, if you hit the lottery today or tomorrow, would you set? How much would you set? Say, for instance, hey, go for it. What if you won that $700,000 lottery or whatever? How would you handle that with that woman that you're not married to, y'all? Tim?
Said good moving, but that woman I ain't married to.
If you hit the lottery, you know you're shacking up with this woman. She got kids, you got kids. How would you set some of that money up? How would you divide some of that money up, knowing that y'all not married? What would you do?
Well, I mean, I'll break off some money. How
Okay.
much money did I win?
Oh, you won about $500 million.
I'll break off $1 million if she's like really with
Just
me
$1
and
million
really down
out of
with me.
$500 million.
Hey, she lucky she getting $1 million.
Oh, you out of $500 million. You done been with this woman 10, 15 years. You just gonna give her $1 million.
Hey,
That relationship,
she be all right.
That
She ain't
relationship-
gonna be mad.
that relationship is so over.
Hey, she ain't my wife though.
Don't
She
matter.
ain't my wife.
She's made an investment in you.
Right. She get a nice return with $1 million.
Out of $500 million.
Well, $1 million is cool. I take $1 million if I was somebody.
Hey
and
y'all,
they
y'all
wanna-
better watch out for Tim
Right.
West then, y'all, cause he's
Well, Tim
stingy.
West is saying that he's treating people exactly how he would want to be treated. He would be okay with $1 million, so they should be okay with $1 million.
Nah,
Why
out of
not?
500
That's $1
million.
million
You
that
know
you
what?
didn't have.
You know what? We're gonna save this debate for another one, but we're gonna bring it back home. Cause that's gonna be a
She
good.
should be glad she getting $1 million.
Oh my God, he's gonna be single for the rest of his life, ain't he, y'all? Cause I don't know no woman.
That was some paper, though.
I know.
It's matter, there's like-minded women out there. They would break off just a meal too.
Hey,
Oh.
some people wouldn't break off that.
My thing about it is, if I'm with this man 10 or 15 years, and although we not married, I win $500 million. I'm gonna at least, I'm gonna give him something. Even if I give him $5 million, 5 to 7 million. Hey, this is yours, baby. This is yours. My thing about it is, you know what?
She might not be that good of a woman.
But you know what? She was good while you was with her. She was good up to that
Well,
point. She was good up
She
to
better
that
be
point.
glad. She better be glad to get that $1 million.
Oh my God. You know what, y'all? We gonna make sure that we bring Tim back on this show when we are
Now I'm gonna be in
doing
the
a
studio.
heavy
I'm coming to
debate.
the studio.
Oh yeah, you gonna come to this? You gonna come to the studio on this? Cause we gonna have you. We gonna have him hemmed up by the neck, y'all. Cause we gonna have
Hey,
to.
a million. I think any woman would be happy to get $1 million.
Oh, any more comments? Any more comments? I see a lot of hearts and thumbs up, but type in your comments, y'all, and let us know about a situation you may know of. Somebody shacking up, and the person, something happened. It went wrong. What happened? Okay, y'all. Here goes what happened to the house. Okay, y'all. Here go one. Here goes a scenario. Person, they married. I mean, they shacking up. They purchase a house together. She decide, I don't want to be with you no more. Buy me out. How you handling that?
You buy out.
Buy
Let
out.
her go about her merry way.
My thing about it, and my thing about it is, what if the house has a doubled in value and all of that, and you got to buy them? Or what if you can't buy them out? What about that? Are you gonna make that person sell that house and get out?
Hey, well, both of you just sell the house and everybody just cut even.
Wow. Yeah. That's the benefit.
That's the only way.
That's one of the disadvantages of being shacking up. That's one of those disadvantages. Because
that's a disadvantage.
I'm sorry, disadvantage of shacking up, because if you were married, you probably could have got the house at least. Especially if you're a woman with the kids, usually you'll get the house. But if you just shacking up, baby, those assets have to be divided, even if it means selling the house and then the assets being divided totally equally. Wow.
Hey, Ruby, you asked for somebody to comment. Here, yes. Jackie is again.
Oh, my Jackie. She clowning tonight. What's up, Jay?
I think Jackie a gold digger. I mean, she's a nice looking lady.
Tim, you're talking about keeping $499 million and only giving $1 million.
And only gonna give her $1 million. Be like, you be
enough money.
Man.
Enough money.
Oh,
That's enough money.
That's not looking too good, though, Tim.
That's not looking good at all.
Where you coming from,
that's enough money.
Wait a minute.
Even more charitable.
You know what?
Read Jackie's comment.
Okay, what's Jackie?
Jackie cracks me up.
What's Jackie?
If he cheated on me during the marriage, I wouldn't give him nothing. But if he was faithful, yes, I would keep him and not ask him to do a prenup. I don't believe you, Jackie.
I think all that can be spelled out in a prenup.
Yeah.
Like the prenup can be like, if the person is faithful and everything, they get everything.
They get everything.
But if they
if they cheat, yeah.
If they cheat, they get nothing.
Right. I think
you can spell out a lot of things.
Hold on, y'all. Okay, y'all talking over each other. Let Anthony finish, T.
Okay.
My bad, Anthony.
Right. So basically, you can kind of set the prenup to your preferences.
That is true.
Because you can basically say almost anything in a prenup. If they cheat, they get nothing. If they don't cheat, they get 50%, and the other 50% go to the children or something like that. But you can set the terms in a prenup.
You can do that now. You can do that. You can really. But one day, oh boy, you know what, Tim? I'm gonna make sure that I have you and Jackie in the studio one day, because y'all probably tear my studio up, won't you?
Jackie would probably yell and cuss.
Oh my. Okay. Any more comments out there, Tim, before I go to some pre-prepared questions?
Colin Hodges said, Jackie, you were so right.
Yes, honey.
Out for that bag too.
Yes. Hey, y'all. Hey, I got. Say that again.
Actually, you gotta watch these women.
I ain't saying she a gold digger.
Relationship and whether or not you have money.
Whoa, Anthony.
It's gonna right.
Bad connection. Say that again. We didn't hear any of that.
I said, well, whether or not who has the money in the relationship, or if both people have money, or if one person, that's definitely going to tell how a person thinks about a prenup.
True.
Okay,
y'all. Let's.
A lot of money. If they're a billionaire, they're definitely going to be saying,
Hold on, fellas.
I want to. They get. I would see them more so saying, "I want a prenup," because they don't know how that relationship is going to go. It may last a year. It may last their entire lives. They don't know.
Okay, hold up.
And you know,
Hold up, fellas. Hold up. First of all, we not doing this tonight. Is not prenup, but we gonna come back. We gonna come back on that
Well, let's get
one.
off that.
We
But
definitely
what
gonna
were we
hit that
talking
again.
about? We were talking about joint checking accounts, right?
Yeah. How about okay? Now we were talking about joint money and all of that, but prenups
Right. So I do have
prenups
some
are
information
irrelevant
on
in
that.
this instance.
Okay, I do have some relevant information on
Okay,
that.
give me some
Okay,
stuff pertaining to love and money, single people getting together
right,
and consolidating their assets. Give me something.
right. I can give you something.
Yes.
Now, what you can do is when you're a couple, whether you're married or unmarried,
Mm-hmm.
you can set up a joint checking account and separate, personal checking accounts at the same time.
Well, already said
And
you
what you
said that at the beginning of the show. Give me something
right,
new.
but this is more information.
Okay.
The couple can funnel paychecks into one joint account for household bills and then divvy up personal spending cash in separate accounts. So it's not a situation where they got to have a joint account or separate accounts. They can have both.
Um, I don't know. The whole thing. And you know what? I'm not trying to put nobody down for shacking because
Right.
my baby daddies, we did not meet and then go straight to the courthouse. Matter of fact, out of the three, I only married one. So that's neither here or say. But you know what? Even when we were dating, we had our separate accounts when we were living together. But we did open up one joint account, and
Right.
then we kept our other money separate. But even when we got
Right.
married, we never had a problem with money. We had
Right.
we had everybody else in our marriage that kind of affected it that way, but we never really had a problem with money. We discussed it, as in anything, everything should be spelled out.
Right.
It should be even. I don't think just because a person makes $50,000 more or $20,000 more than the next person that they should pay more of the bills. I think it should be even because you use the water, you go in the refrigerator, you do the same thing in this up under this roof as I do. So I don't think that one person should pay more of the bills. I don't think that part. What do y'all think?
Now, some people may feel like you put all the money in one pot and you pay the bills with the money.
Okay. Do you think that the person that makes more money should pay more of the bills?
I mean,
I
I don't know.
I say
mean,
hell no. Hell no.
like right now, it's my brother and me. We're living together.
Okay.
And we're not a couple, but we do have a what you might call a joint account.
Okay, but that's
And
different. That's different.
right, I know it's different, but the household expenses come out of that, whatever. And if I was to, separate income, so it would be a separate income situation with that too, because I have my own checking account. He has his own
Right.
checking account, and we also have a joint banking account, and that all works. I think that could also work for a married couple or whatever.
Okay, but we are going to
Okay,
be doing
okay,
another
all right.
segment, and
Right here,
tomorrow
right here, bro.
we're going to be talking about because it's been a trend all week about couples hiding money and all of that, and they're married. So we're
Right.
going to be getting on that later on in the week or early next week. We're going to be carrying it all through the month. But hold on, let me put a question up on the board for y'all. Okay. First of all, y'all, as in all things, if you are concerned as to how assets are going to be divided, you should first and always consult an attorney. Okay.
Right.
Okay. What happens if
Okay.
what happens if my partner dies and we are not married? Okay. We kind of touch based on that. Unlike with married couples, when one unmarried partner passes, the living partner does not receive any automatic right to their deceased partner's property or assets, like a spouse would. Okay, but however, in this case, if with no will, the assets will likely be passed to the deceased partner's family, and their estate is going to be left in the hands of the state law. Okay,
Right.
simple as that. Does my
Stacking up is a good way to really mess yourself over.
It's a very good way of messing yourself over. Okay, y'all, here go the next one. Does my living girlfriend have rights to my house?
No.
What do you think, Anthony?
No.
No.
Okay.
Unless that is spelled out, unless that's spelled out in like you said, a will or a trust or whatever, no. No.
Okay, here you go. Some states,
like you're saying, you should really consult an attorney.
Attorney.
Especially in a situation where y'all ain't married.
Here you go.
You really need an attorney.
Here's the answer on the screen. It says some states grant community property rights to unmarried couples through common law marriage after the couple has spent a certain amount of time living together. However, y'all better be careful about the law, the state in which you live. California laws do not recognize common law marriage, nor do they grant community property rights to unmarried couples without an agreement.
Right.
Okay.
Hey, Ruby?
Yes.
Carolyn says she's enjoying us.
Okay, great, Carolyn. Then, Carolyn, you're going to need to call in, girl, because we are going to be changing. We're going to be putting it on the forefront because, as I stated, I'm a realtor. I'm seeing the problems in our communities, and these things need to be addressed because I get people coming into my office and they're wanting to buy a house and they are not legally married, and you're going into contract buying property, and what you got to be looking at the what ifs, y'all. The what ifs are very important. Okay, but we're going to go to the next question, but thank you, Carolyn. What is it called when you are in a long-term relationship but not married? What is it called?
That's shacking.
What? What is it called, Anthony?
I think they're getting to the F word, the fornication word. I think that's what they.
Okay, we're not going to go there, Anthony.
That's what they're going.
We're not gonna go there, Anthony. But Mr. Tim hit it on the nose. It's shacking up. Okay, or another way, it could be called a common law partnership. Okay.
Right.
Okay, here's the next one. Who gets
that varies from state to state. That's what we're going to emphasize.
Exactly. Let's look at this one. Can an unmarried partner inherit their partner's assets? What do you think?
I guess it depends on which state.
It depends.
And how you got things set up. Whether you got a trust or whether you got a will and stuff.
Most folks ain't got nothing set up.
Right.
Okay, y'all.
So we're looking at the situation where the person is setting up.
Okay, here you go. Domestic couples often legally have no automatic right to inheritance if the partner passes away without a will or any estate plan in place. So far as cohabitating couples, make sure that you have an attorney involved in whatever you're going to be purchasing together. Okay, y'all? We'll go to the next one. Yeah. How long do you need to live together? Say that again?
Yeah. A question I might have for people who have, done a joint banking account is, have they ever experienced any problems with that?
With a joint bank account?
Anybody want to comment on that? Right, with that joint checking account.
Well, with a joint checking account, if somebody dies and you're on that account, then they're to assume that money is yours. You better get to the bank before the kids do and try to put it in a probate situation. You better go snatch all that money out of that account and clear it up and put it in your own joint account, your own single ownership account. Okay. Hold on. Here go the next one, y'all. How long do you need to live together to be considered common law?
5 heard 7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too.
Yeah, 7 years. This is a standard definition across the federal government. However, check with your state laws. Okay, guys?
Okay, that's right.
The states do like to buck the trend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They trump. Hey, we saw in the we actually saw in the if you never saw how much power the states have, you should have seen it in the pandemic.
Right.
You should have seen how much, because the government did not have the power. The states had the power. So that's the importance of voting, y'all, because, hey,
because
they got a lot
I'm just
of power.
going to do an aside. When they set up
I don't vote.
Obamacare, when they set that up, the state sued and said, well, it can't be, the extra Medicaid can't be mandatory. It has to be optional.
Gotcha.
Right. So that was a court battle where the Supreme Court sided with the states and said, well, states have a right to choose the extra Medicaid or not.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that's why some states have it right and some states don't. Missouri has it, thank God.
Okay. So we're not going to go to Medicaid. That's Medicare going to be another topic, since Anthony is.
Right.
And y'all, he is
right.
so passionate about politics. I hate talking to him. I hate talking to him when it's coming to politics, because you know what? This man here can stand up to anybody up there in Washington and give them a run for their money. I'm here to tell y'all, because I hate to hear him start talking about politics. I'll be like, Okay, here you go. The next question, y'all. Who is your next of kin if not married?
Parents.
Okay, who else?
Siblings. Parents, siblings is my first answer is parents and siblings.
Okay. If there are no other, actually their children.
And children.
Their
right.
children
and
would
children.
No, the children would take precedence over the parents.
First.
Right.
Right.
If there are no surviving married or civil partner, then the children will come in line to inherit. Okay. However, y'all, if there's no surviving partner, the children of a person who has died without leaving a will inherit the whole estate. If there are two or more children, then that estate will be equally divided. However, if it's no will, it's going to go to probate. And then these attorneys are going to get fat just because somebody didn't take the time to prepare their estate. You do not have to have a whole lot of money, y'all, to prepare an estate plan. You just have to have some assets. Okay? Here you go to the next question. Okay, y'all. It's a statement, actually. It's more like a statement, not a question. Passing without a will brings on more problems. Like, if the children are minor, and a guardian will need to be appointed. If there's no will, that automatically triggers a probate situation. Okay?
Right.
Whereas an attorney is going to get PAID. Okay? And really, how many people in the African American community can afford that probate attorney to settle that estate? Okay? Okay, there's going to be passing on without a will. There's going to be fights among the family members, y'all. So take the time to prepare it. If you're shacking up or whatever the case may be, make sure you have a will in place, to say what happens to your half, or, if that person, it depends on the title situation too, and when that and how that title was recorded, because you can, if it's a joint tenancy. So say, for instance, if Tim and I, if we purchased the property together and we did a joint tenancy, then if I die, then my portion will go to him. However, there's another one that states that in the event that I die, I want my portion to go to my kids, and then he may want his portion to go to his kids. Okay, so be
Right.
careful about that. Okay, how about if
Consult an
the
attorney.
yeah, how about if there's a situation where how about if there's a situation where there are children or adults with special needs, y'all? What's going to happen?
Oh,
Have y'all thought about that? How about the handicapped people or the our loved ones who have special needs? They need to be taken care of after we're gone.
You're definitely going to
uh,
have a power of attorney for that situation,
Exactly.
right?
You're gonna have to speak with it. That's look, go do not walk to an attorney, run and get that taken care
Right.
of. Okay. If it's a blended family, how these assets will be divided among the children, and how about insurance policies and retirement funds and all of that? How will those things be divided? So these are questions, regardless if you are married or if you're single, shacking up. These are some questions that I address in my book over here on the shelf. Get a hold of your darn finances, y'all, because finances, we need to start thinking differently about our money. Okay, what do you guys think?
Definitely. I mean,
mhm.
if everything is up in the air with you, you definitely want to get things worked out.
Okay,
Because I know a lot of people are young and they say, "Well, I'm only 25.
yeah.
Nothing's going to happen." You don't know that.
You don't know that
You don't
because
know that.
with these
You
mass
you can die
shootings,
young.
well, I'm telling you, with
Right.
these mass shootings, with cold between the COVID and the flu and the bird flu and everything else, your days are numbered. Your days are numbered. Nobody
I mean,
knows when they're
you
gonna
could be
go.
like, remember
That's
when we were
for a
talking
good
about the young
reason.
people that
Hold
are
on.
millionaires?
Give me Anthony, and then I'll take you, Tim. What do you say?
Right. You know, remember when we were talking about the young people that become millionaires during our class?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Right. And they're going to school every day,
Right.
and there are shootings every day.
And you
So
might
I
not
hate to say it, this is very morbid, but even if you're a young person with a business, you need to get your stuff set up.
you gotta get this set up, regardless if you are
You
in
got to.
a like I say a live-in relationship or you're married. It's
Right.
so important to have
No matter who
these
you are.
things taken care of. And so, Tim, you had a comment, and then we're gonna wrap it up.
What was you saying about who get what?
It's so important to have a will that dictates who will get what.
Right.
Okay, because say for
Very
instance,
few gonna get.
said-
Very few gonna get whatever I got. Very few.
we already know that one. We already know that one.
Yeah,
But you know what?
I'm just
You
saying.
know, and maybe you might want to look at your heart. You say, do you want a girlfriend or a significant other, or are you okay? Are you
Who
happy being
said I
single?
didn't want a significant other?
Okay, with that
The other
attitude,
thing,
you gonna stay single.
how do you know?
Well, you
Well,
can,
See, there you go making projections that you ain't even
because you
sure
just
about.
because
Just because
my thing about it is
I'm,
I
I'm,
know,
I'm
and I'm
pretty sure Tim will generously share his assets with somebody if
you
he
know
thinks they're worth it.
my thing about it
right,
I'm
is
sure he will.
right.
when
If he
somebody
thinks they're worth it.
when somebody tells you how they feel the first time, believe them.
Right.
Don't be trying to sugarcoat it, because at that point,
You got it all wrong. I don't know.
believe them. If he won $500 million, you only gonna get $1 million. Believe him.
Yeah.
Is it any possibility that a woman could get more than that?
Say that
That's
again.
enough money, Anthony. She can't handle $1 million. She don't need nothing.
Well, we're not gonna go back
Tim,
on.
you can't take it with you. So if you were to pass away, she gets all of it, right? Because
She
you
not-
can't take it with
You
you.
ain't got nothing to worry
Wait
about.
a minute. Legally, wait a minute, Anthony. Let's back that up.
Sure.
Legally,
Sure.
the live-in girlfriend cannot get anything he doesn't give her.
Oh.
Oh man.
So what is going to happen? I mean, is the money just going to go to nobody? Or
No,
what?
it would
Then
actually,
you got-
it
I'm
would,
gonna get a lawyer.
it would go to, he need that. Hopefully he would have sat down with an attorney and planned that estate out with that kind of wealth, because Tim,
Right.
you don't have any children, right?
Not
He
far as I know of.
See, he doesn't have any
Right.
children, so what they're going to do is they're going to go to his family members at that point.
Right.
Sisters, brother, mom, whatever. So that,
Hey, check it out,
those will be
Ruby.
the heirs of the
They're
estate.
going to be trying to give that money
Hey,
to somebody. That's for
hey,
sure.
hang on,
Right.
y'all. With all that money, the children mysteriously might just show up. Think about that. Yeah, yeah. She,
Excuse me.
The NHS will get
Okay,
yeah, the one young lady, she knows what she is. I went to Sumner High School with. She knows what she is.
all right.
them.
All right. Hey, y'all.
She might
And
spring a child on you, right?
just, okay, y'all, we getting ready to wrap this up. Okay, y'all,
Hey,
but
it's been fun, Ruby.
hold on. Hey, y'all, but we are starting. This is our ministry, Financial Miracle in the Midwest. I want to see 1,000 people, especially if you have credit problems, get a hold of your darn credit. And then I want you to come in my class because we are going to be I am going to show you how to clean up your own credit. You don't need to pay anybody $300, $400, $500, $600 to clean up your credit. I'm going to show you how. I have pre-recorded videos. When you log into your portal, you'll be able to log in on a Zoom meeting, and we're going to talk about I'm going to instruct you on how to clean up that credit so you will not have an excuse for anybody to tell you no. I met a lady at San Francisco Temple Church where I taught the class, and she wanted a brand new car. And you know what? Due to the fact that her her credit score was low, she couldn't get the car of her dreams. So we're working with her, and she's gonna get that car because I'm gonna show her exactly how to do it. And everybody out there, I need your help. Support me. I wrote a book. Get a hold of your darn finances. Not only can you buy a house, you can get whatever you want. The book is $14.95. It comes with it does have a workbook and a book. You can get a deal on that for $31. And I have an upcoming course in the month of April. We are doing a 30-day challenge. And we're going to go through this book, go through this workbook, and we're going to show you how to clean up your credit. And I'm going to give it to you at a discount of for all three of $127. Okay. But do not be in a situation any longer, you all, letting somebody keep you in a box, being afraid to handle your credit, being afraid to face these giants, these problems. Okay, go to www.getaholdofyourdarnfinances.com. Order your credit boosting kit. Order you can order the premium packet or the deluxe packet. But either way, it is time to get this together. And this is my mission. I know my purpose now. So I want to help as many people as I can. Okay, so if you like this show, please like it. Share it with your friends. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can be notified of the next show. And also when I'm doing events in the area, I would love to see you. I would love to talk to you. And we're going to be having some great conversations. And this is just a tip of the iceberg. Okay, Tim, do you have final word?
I have comments. People want to know how old I am.
Oh.
I ain't telling. And they're talking about me being cheap.
Okay.
And Carolyn talking about why do men have money and then we have bad credit? All men don't have bad credit, Carolyn.
Okay, no, actually, as Carolyn, I see a lot of men I see a lot of, it's kind of a tit for tat, Carolyn. I see a lot of, I see more women having more problems with their credit, but they are the ones that face their problems and tackle it, while men tend to shy away from correcting the problem. So that's what I have been seeing. But either way, I want to help everybody get a hold of their darn finances. So make sure you go to www.getaholdofyourdarnfinances.com, and we will see you on the next show. Bye bye.
Hey, Ruby. Fella said Tim ain't giving up anything. It's funny. Yeah, I'm messing my money, baby. I'm out.
All right.